We've already seen a number of professional sports dynasties in the first quarter of the 21st century, but which city has been the most successful across multiple sports over those years? Let's try to answer that question. First, we need to determine which sports will be considered. The leagues we'll include in this video are the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. Next, we need to pair each franchise with a home city. We'll include each team in the nearest major television market. This means the Green Bay Packers will count for Milwaukee and the New England Patriots for Boston. The New Jersey and Brooklyn Nets and New Jersey Devils are included with New York City, the teams from Anaheim with Los Angeles, and the teams from Oakland and San Jose with San Francisco. Dallas will represent Dallas-Fort Worth, and Minneapolis will represent Minneapolis-St. Paul. The teams from Carolina will be kept separate since Charlotte and Raleigh-Durham are different TV markets. A natural question would be, won't cities with the most teams have a distinct advantage? Yes, they do. So after we reveal the overall top 10, we'll also show the top 10 on a points per team basis. Now we need a scoring system to represent success. From the year 2000 to 2025, there were between 29 and 32 teams in each league, which is close enough that we'll consider the championships in each league to carry equal weight. It could be argued that championships in leagues with higher television ratings should be worth more, but we're going to keep it simple and weight them equally. If we set the basis for our point system at 10 points for a championship, how many points should the runner-up get? 4 feels about right. Making 2 championship games or series but losing both doesn't seem quite as successful as making and winning 1, but making 3, even if they're all losses, does feel harder to accomplish. For the 2 teams that lose the conference or league championships, we'll assign 2 points. Every other team that makes the playoffs will get 1.5 points. For the NBA, we'll just count the winners of the play-in games that make the final 16. So is that it for our scoring system? Well, not quite. We have to take into account the number of playoff teams in each league. From 2000 to 2011, only 8 teams in Major League Baseball made the playoffs, while there were 16 playoff teams in both the NBA and NHL. In order to balance the leagues, only the final 8 teams that are fighting for a spot in the conference or league championship will get the 1.5 points. All other playoff teams or any team missing the playoffs but having a winning record will get 1 point. Now that we've determined the rewards for good performances, what about the teams at the bottom of the standings? Giving your fan base playoff hopes, or at least hope for the future, is also part of a successful season, and for teams racking up the losses, we should take points away. So for every other team that loses more than 60% of their games, half a point will be deducted from the score, and for every team losing more than 80% of their games, 1 point will be deducted. There are other considerations that could be considered in the future, like using win totals to set expectations to determine if a team is moving in the right direction, which could be considered successful. But for now, we'll stick to our current formula, which means it's time to add up the points and reveal the list. We'll start with honorable mentions for cities that landed just outside the top 10. Almost half of Houston's points came from the Astros' run from 2015 to 2025, which included 7 consecutive trips to the ALCS and 2 World Series titles. The vast majority of Detroit's points came during the first decade of the 21st century, with the Pistons winning 1 championship and the Red Wings 2. Milwaukee started slowly to start the new century, but a Green Bay Packers win in Super Bowl 45 began the turnaround. In the 7 seasons from 2019 to 2025, the Packers and Brewers had only 1 losing season each, and the Bucks won 66% of their games, including an NBA title in 2021. The St. Louis Cardinals had only 3 losing seasons between 2000 and 2025 and made 4 World Series appearances, winning 2 of them. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been boom or bust, but their wins in Super Bowls 37 and 55 make up for a lot of bad seasons. The Lightning have been more consistent, making 5 finals appearances and bringing the Stanley Cup back to Tampa Bay 3 times. Just edging out Tampa Bay to land at number 10 is Pittsburgh, which was the only city in the top 10 without an NBA team. With the Pirates contributing only 3 points to the total, it was the Steelers and Penguins who brought the city success with 17 playoff appearances each and 5 titles between them. Chicago comes in at number 9 by taking advantage of their opportunities. Teams from the Windy City competed for 6 championships and won 5 of them, including 3 by the Blackhawks between 2010 and 2015. Number 8 is Denver, who also did well in the big games, with all 4 of their teams making a championship game or series and claiming the title in 4 of their 6 chances. Just like the Steelers and Penguins in Pittsburgh, the Nuggets and Avalanche made the playoffs 17 times each for Denver. Number 7 is Dallas, with the Mavericks having the most success for the city, advancing to the conference finals 5 times and winning the championship in 2011. After the run the Cowboys had in the 90s, it's surprising that the Cowboys contributed the least amount of points, with 3 consecutive seasons of 5-11 to open the 21st century. The Cowboys did make the playoffs 10 times, but were never able to reach a conference championship game. Number 6 is Miami, which was lifted into the top 10 at the last moment by the Panthers, who made the finals in 2023 before winning the Stanley Cup in both 2024 and 2025. But the Heat brought the most success to the city, making 20 playoff appearances, 9 conference finals, 7 NBA finals, and winning 3 titles. With the Dolphins and Marlins contributing relatively few points, you could say Miami's success was less about the water and more about the fire and ice. Number 5 is Philadelphia. The Eagles added the most points to the total, making the playoffs 18 times, competing in 4 Super Bowls and winning 2 of them. The Phillies also added a World Series title in 2008, but it was the consistency by all 4 teams that landed Philadelphia in the top 5, despite only 3 championship titles. We head out west for number 4 in our rankings, which is San Francisco. Golden State is undoubtedly the MVP for the city, making the NBA Finals 6 times and winning the championship 4 times over an 8-year span from 2015 to 2022. There's no doubt that the Warriors qualify as a dynasty, but we can't overlook another under-the-radar dynasty. The Giants won 3 World Series titles over 5 years, in 2010, 2012, and 2014. And even more remarkable is that they completely missed the playoffs in the 2 years between the titles. The teams from Oakland and San Jose also added a boost, but even without the addition of their points, San Francisco would have only finished 1 spot lower. Number 3 is New York City. If there is one team in professional sports that is the definition of successful, it would be the Yankees. They have not finished a season below 500 in the 21st century. In fact, their streak of 33 consecutive winning seasons goes back to 1992. They won their 3rd straight World Series in the year 2000, which was very beneficial for New York City since it happened to be against the Mets. About half of New York City's points were already accumulated by 2008, and overall, the city's inclusion in the top 3 is mostly a numbers game, with 9 teams in the television market contributing points. If you haven't guessed yet, the 2 cities vying for the top spot are Boston and Los Angeles. Both cities stood out from the rest, winning more than 10 championships each, with at least 1 in each sport. Both cities have teams that established dynasties, the Lakers and Dodgers for LA and the Patriots for Boston, and there were only 7 years between 2000 and 2025 that a team from Boston or Los Angeles did not win a championship. So which one was the most successful city in professional sports for the years 2000 to 2025? It was Los Angeles that came out on top. Boston had nearly double the points of any other city with 4 or fewer teams, and between 2001 and 2018 didn't go more than 3 years without winning a championship, with the Patriots and Red Sox racking up 10 titles during those 18 years. But Los Angeles had 6 different teams that won championship titles, with the Lakers starting strong, winning 3 straight to start the 2000s, and the Dodgers finishing strong, winning in 2024 and 2025. The Lakers and Dodgers alone would have put LA in the top 5, and even though the Yankees may be the gold standard for success, the Dodgers aren't far behind with only 2 losing seasons between 2000 and 2025, and making the NLCS 10 times during that span. Now that we've seen the overall rankings, let's take a look at the rankings on a points per team basis. 2 cities separated themselves from the rest, with San Antonio narrowly beating out Boston for number 1, based solely on the Spurs, who established a dynasty of their own, winning 3 titles between 2003 and 2007. Oklahoma City took 3rd, but it was a small sample size. You'll notice the number of teams for Oklahoma City is 0.65, which is because the Thunder only began playing there in 2009. Of the cities with teams in all 4 sports, Boston was by far the most successful, with Los Angeles and Philadelphia also performing well. For reference, here's the list of all 48 cities that generated points. Thanks for watching, and all comments, suggestions, and feedback are appreciated.